Merry Christmas. It's not quite Christmas Day, but if you're watching this after Christmas, then I hope you had a nice Christmas. As we're heading towards the end of 2022, for some reason, I'm feeling a little bit philosophical about everything. I don't know if that's something that everybody does because the end of this year is finishing and maybe thinking ahead to the start of a brand new year, and we can start to think about goals and achievements and things that we want to do. But what I want to talk about is good old shoes. Something that a lot of runners really enjoy. So I'm going to chat about the shoes that I believe really helped me kick on this year. Now, if you follow me for a little while, perhaps this is your first ever video you're seeing of me. Let me tell you this, you'll know this if you've seen me before, but I'm not a fast runner. I'm not a slow runner either. I'm somewhere in between. And I think I share in common that very thing with a lot of people that seem to watch these videos. These shoes that I've worn this year, I believe have earned me some PBs, as well as the training and nutrition and all that sort of stuff. But the shoes, I genuinely believe, have enhanced my performance. So I've got 4 shoes that in 2022, I firmly believe have really helped me. So let me know in the comments, do you own these shoes or did you want to buy them? Do you still want to buy them? Let me know what your experiences are about these shoes. There's no negative reviews here on these 4 shoes. So let me just say before we get into this, I'm not being paid for this. I don't get given shoes. I've bought all these shoes in 2022 with my own cash, as probably have you. So let's get into it. The first shoe is, of course, the shoe that will live long in the memory of my running. This beautiful hobby that I have of running was made even more enjoyable wearing this shoe. Now this is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. Now there have been updates to this model. There's now a Pro 3 and Endorphin Speed 3. But in February when I bought this, I just thought this was the shoe for me. I bought this to get me through Brighton Marathon, and also I wore it for a couple of other half marathons, and a PB'd a marathon in this, a PB'd 5K, 10K and a half marathon. The reason I don't wear it so much anymore is because it's taken me about, believe it or not, about 200K, maybe 300K of this wearing the shoe to realise that it's on the small side. I got here a UK 8.5, which is usually okay across the board for my other shoes that I wear. I thought it was fine, and it's a bit small. And subsequently, nowadays when I wear this shoe, it gives me a little bit of jip. So I don't really wear it so much anymore. But would I buy this again? Not the Endorphin Speed 2, I would definitely look for the Endorphin Speed 3, and I'd go up a half size, I'd go up to a size 9, because this thing is so light. It was my first ever experience of wearing a plated shoe. It was, when I first put it on my feet, I remember thinking, wow, I couldn't believe this speed roll technology that they have. You know, the feeling of literally placing your foot on the ground and automatically being propelled to take another one. I've just never felt anything like that. So this shoe, I just cannot speak highly of enough. And it smells, it's still got this amazing smell to it nearly a year later. And when you get it out of the box, you really get blasted by, I don't know, I think it's the foam they use. It's got a really unique smell about it. So yes, Saucony Endorphin Speed 2, big fan. Now the next shoe that I want to talk about, I bought in the summer. I'd heard really good things about it, and I wanted to include it in my rotation for training for the Amsterdam Marathon. And it is the Reebok Floatride Energy 4. Now this thing, it's weird because this is nearly 100 quid cheaper than the Endorphin Speed 2. And I've probably done 200-300K in this, and I love it. I absolutely love it so much that I've bought another pair for my new rotation for my Manchester Marathon training. But the Energy Floatride 4 by Reebok is just awesome. I can't believe, firstly, how cheap it is. I know I've just said it's 50 quid. but for what you get for that money compared to what other brands are doing is very, 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 very similar. What I love about this is you can do all sorts of runs in this. It's a little bit like the Endorphin Speed 2, but obviously it's not as good. It's got no plate in it. It's just a really light shoe. And I think it looks pretty good. Some of the colorways that they had for this were really, really nice. I went for the sort of ivory with a sort of a blue and a sort of a neon yellow stripe across, which I think looks quite cool. It's replicated through the midsole. The energy return on this is really, really good. So it's great for your tempo sessions. Brilliant for those fair weather park runs, I think. The grip still is in pretty good nick. And for 50 quid, I don't think you can go wrong with this. So I was gonna say, would I buy this again? I have. I loved it that much. And it was a real stalwart in the rotation for training for the Amsterdam Marathon. I just can't, again, I'm so glad that I made this purchase. And yeah, let me know what your experiences with the Reebok Energy Floatride 4s are. Probably good, because, I mean, it's just a really good shoe. So yeah, would I buy this again? Already have. Next up is my Sunday long run shoe. Now, I really wanted something to wear that would just eat up miles when I was training for Amsterdam. I didn't want to use my race shoes, and at that point in time I was going to wear my Sauconys, but I didn't end up doing that. I wanted to use something that I wouldn't race in, but could just eat up long runs, long easy runs. I heard good reviews about this, so I went and bought it. It's the Puma Velocity Nitro 2. Now, this thing is, again, it's really lightweight, but the main difference is two things, I think. The grip on the outsole is just really, really good. Never had any slips or falls or anything wearing this, and I ran in some quite bad conditions at some points. And the second thing is the comfort. It's just such a comfy shoe. I got this in a UK size 9, and it's still going to be part of my rotation for my next marathon. Not to the same capacity it was for Amsterdam, because I've bought another shoe that will do a similar job to this. But again, I've done 300-400K in this, and it's just an all-round brilliant shoe. You can do some tempo, some strides, intervals, or even, I mean, I did my intervals in the last rotation with the last block in the Reeboks, but you could easily do speed work in this. I mean, they do call it the Nitro foam. I mean, I found this the sweet spot for this shoe at long, easy run Sunday. I just want to chill and run 15-mile pace. I didn't really see it as a really super speedy shoe. It can be used for that, but yeah, for me, this was just the ultimate mile swallower. So, would I buy this again? Well, that depends on how good the replacement for this is in my new block, which is the Nike Invincible 2, which I've worn a few times, and that really does feel super nice. So would I buy this again? I'm not sure. Because of that reason, I don't know where it would sort of slip into my new rotation. However, would I recommend it? Yes, absolutely. It's about 70 or 80 quid. I'm sure there might even be a new iteration of this out at the moment, or coming out very soon. Really, really good shoe. Now, you know, if you followed me, you know which shoe I'm going to hold up now, because this shoe, for the second half of 2022, in fact, I bought this in September, so I've only had it 3 months. I've already ran 5K, 10K, no, not 5K, 10K, half marathon, and a marathon PB in this. It's the Vaporfly Next Percent 2 Ekiden colorway. First and foremost, look at it. Personally, this might not be your cup of tea, but just look at it. I just think it's so sexy. I think this is genuinely the sexiest thing I've ever bought. I've bought some sexy things. I won't go into that now. But this is just a work of art. It's just, you have to have one of these things in your hand or on your feet to really understand how it works. And when I first bought it, I loved the way it felt in my hands and the way it looked. And I just sort of thought, with this thin upper, this sort of mesh upper, the heel count was very minimal. It didn't really feel very grippy in my hands, but I thought, I'll get it on my feet and see how it is. And I did that, and I just fell in love with it. And I've relegated this now to races only, or in special occasions, long run marathon pace tests, or maybe intervals. But this thing is just rapid. It has made me go from a 4-hour 20 marathon runner to a 4-hour marathon runner. It took me 20 minutes off, because my training blocks were very, very similar for the 2 marathons I did last year. And it's something I don't regret buying for 1 second. There's gonna be, no doubt, a version 3 coming out soon. But I just feel like that's gonna be so hard to beat. And for so many people, will they bother buying the next versions? But maybe that's why these things are on sale, because they're trying to flush them out. So you have to buy the 3rd version. But yes, the next Percent 2 Vaporfly is it's a beauty, and I can't wait. I will very probably be wearing these for Manchester. Who knows, I might buy more shoes, I probably will. But these things, wow, they're just absolutely brilliant. Would I buy another pair of these? In a heartbeat. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings on these shoes are. I've really enjoyed using them this year. I've been on some brilliant runs, both races and just training, maybe not even training, sometimes just an amble in the countryside or on the road or wherever it was, a park run. But these shoes have eaten up a lot of miles between them, and I can't recommend them enough. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. Merry Christmas to you and your king, or is it your kin? Good tidings we bring to you and your king. It's gotta be, isn't it? To rhyme with we bring king, king, thing, king, to you and your king. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will see you in 2023 with a new series of training for the Manchester Marathon, which I'm really excited to bring to you. So take it easy. See you soon. Ta-da.